And you've seen serious injury in this popular fad. Take the story of Efrain Oriala. He landed on his head while doing a front flip, and he is now in a Chicago hospital where he's given just a 50% chance of ever walking again. Have you been training in breakdancing?
Oh, I've had about 19 altogether, but I have 11 now.
And have you seen a lot of injuries along the way?
No. I have to say, I don't train them. They train each other, and they've already come into me knowing how to do what they do. I see mostly sprains, and the only big danger is excessive enthusiasm and need to do it. But it's not dangerous. It's that they want to do it so much, they just do it too much, and they strain the wrist because they just work that wrist for 8 hours or 6 hours or however long they're doing that one move.
Dr. Hamilton, what is the most serious risk that these dancers face?
Well, the concern, I think, amongst orthopedists is concern for the neck and wrist because they're easily injured, and the injury in the neck, as we saw, the man in Chicago, is potentially very, very serious. I don't think that you can say yet that it's a dangerous dance form. We have seen several knee injuries and wrist injuries, but we don't know yet just how dangerous it is.
You mentioned you wrote an article for a dance magazine, and you mentioned in it that it was a dance done by younger, lightweight dancers. By that, are you implying that maybe adults shouldn't try to break dance? That I might be too old, for example?
Yes, I think that full-grown people would have a lot of trouble and would be at a high risk to try breakdancing. But I don't think, I think most adults would have more sense than to try something like that. I don't know, Julie. Have you seen any adults that?
Well, I've tried it. I've tried it. It requires a lot of strength in the arms. You just have to have a lot of strength. I don't try the head spin.
Well, I'm sorry, go ahead, Doctor.
It's the head spin that I think most of us are concerned about.
Well, how do you avoid the injuries? I see kids out on the street with the pieces of cardboard doing the breakdancing all over the place. How can you avoid injuries? Is there any special equipment or anything you can do to...
Well, it's not equipment. They can warm up, which the people working with me for the Spoleto Festival do. They always come in and warm up, and they've learned that from television, from watching yoga classes. They all talk about warming up. They don't always do it, but they talk about it, and they do. Actually, they do. And one is not to do one move for too long, which most of the time they don't do. They say, oh, their muscle gets tired. They just stop naturally. Most of the time they do what's natural. If the muscle gets tired, they stop and they rest like 5 minutes, and then they go back to the same move so they can get it better.
Well, I've seen the pads, too, though. Them wearing pads on their arms and things like that.
Elbows get bruised a lot, really. Elbows and shoulders, and they get these big muscles in their back, big bumps in their back from too much strain on the back.
I think a lot of that's from the skateboarding and the roller skating, the elbow pads and...
And now they've adapted that to the next
No,
step.
they need it. They need it.
Yeah.
It really does protect their knees and their elbows and their head. They wear a knee pad on their head sometimes.
One last question. Do you think this is a fad that will die out soon, or are we going to see these dance moves incorporated into dancing?
I think it's already been incorporated. I mean, any new form could be a fad, but the effect it's had on the dance world is enormous because they've extended what you think the body can do, and they brought a whole new relationship of movement to music.
Thank you both for being here. Breakdancing, it's...